Here we go. Chris Higashi on the left, scarf and cap. I believe he's Vegas area, and he plays in a lot of Legacy Opens. He's also what is known as a binder. He owns a ton of cards and loans a ton of stuff out to the community. So he's the kind of man who would have, for example, an If Biff E-Free handy. He is playing a deck known as Nick Fit, which is a sort of a rock-style attrition deck fueled by Veteran Explorer. And you have the
Fueled by Veteran Explorer.
Yes.
This sounds like a deck only Caleb Durward might love.
Veteran Explorer, for those of you who don't know, basically allows both players to Explosive Vegetation for basics when it dies. It's a 1-mana 1/1. And a lot of the decks just don't have basics, period. And he has a bunch of big spells to capitalize on the mana ramping.
So, Cabal Therapy, always a good card, but in particular effective in a deck that would allow you to sacrifice creatures?
Yes, correct. And his opponent on the right is Hiroyoshi Tsuchimachi, playing Bug Still, which is, again, a sort of a 3-color control deck, very creature-light. Stand Still, obviously, being one of the marquee cards of the deck. Bunch of Planeswalkers, spot removal, counters, and card advantage. Kills with either going ultimate with a Planeswalker, Mishra's Factory, and Creeping Tar Pit beatdown. So
this is like the kind of deck that Nick Spagnuolo maybe plays a lot of.
Yes.
In invitational top 8s.
Right. Definitely in the Nick Spagnuolo, Lou Laskin's suite of Legacy decks that we've come accustomed to. So 3-color stuff.
3-color card advantages.
Yeah.
What's the best thing to break a standstill with? The best card?
I guess probably Jace.
How about a Persecute?
Persecute's pretty good too. So Tsuchimachi starts off with a C and a Trop that he got through his fetches, and Abrupt Decays the Shaman.
So the Shaman is big game these days.
Yes,
Very
all over
big
the place.
game.
And black, blue, green control decks have sort of been on the periphery of the metagame for years now, and now they are, it's like the big new metagame player. We want to get a zoom in on that. That's Veteran Explorer. That's one of the key cards of the deck. And
Force of Will on Veteran Explorer.
Force of Will pitching Jace,
what do you think about this? What if Chris had just played the Veteran Explorer prior to showing Phyrexian Tower? Do you think it would have still gotten Force of Will?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's also
so good in this matchup.
Right. It's also possible that Tsuchimachi is just going to land Standstill this turn no matter what, and just wants
so
the
having
board to
him
be
put
empty.
a 1/1 is too much. If Veteran Explorer is put into any graveyard from play, each player may search his or her library for up to 2 basic land cards, put those into play. Each player shuffles his or her library afterwards. So they put them into play, but not into play tapped.
Yeah. So
that's a big game.
Especially with Therapy, yeah. I believe this is part of a cycle of creatures in Weatherlight, along with, there's a blue creature that allows both players to Demonic Tutor when it comes into play. What? Oh. Noble Benefactor, Ruben Bressler catching that one for us. There's probably some other ones. Another Deathrite Shaman. And Deathrite Shaman also right at home in what Nick Fit is up to as well.
You need to be able to cast your Hornet Queen.
For example, yes.
Well,
there's Garrick,
that's no fun
Relentless. Pretty, not a card you see a lot of Legacy play. That sees a lot of Legacy play, but pretty awesome against Deathrite Shamans.
Once again, a spot where Giant Growth would be the card that you would want.
Yeah.
As usual. As usual, a Giant Growth would be the determining factor in the outcome of a Legacy game. What do we got? Veteran Explorer. So, Chris has just got a steady stream of 1-mana green dudes that might make mana someday.
Yeah. So he's using Phyrexian Tower, sacrificing the Veteran Explorer for 2 black. So both players get to search. Tsuchimachi actually has a bunch of basics in his deck, so he can also get some as well. I don't.
So what are these dice for? Is that
something more visible, I guess.
For what though?
The Planeswalker.
No, well, why does Chris have 2 dice, 2 up? Is that just to indicate the 2 mana?
2 black, yeah. Okay. In the feature matches, it's often challenging to track like storm counts, so the judges are there to, make sure that spell and mana count is correct.
So, a little less advantageous than the Veteran Explorer might be in some other buggish matchups.
Yes, correct.
But in this one, here comes I don't know. What would be awesome here? Wickerbow Elder.
Silk Crawler. I don't know. I don't know.
Hornet Queen. He's got like Strangleroot Geist.
Sure. It's good with Pernicious Deed.
Does Pernicious Deed not destroy Planeswalkers, right?
I feel like the answer to that is no, but I'm not positive.
Abrupt.
See, now
it's 0 now.
Yeah,
so
once
Abrupt
Garrick
Decay works. That's a little
wrinkle.
Yeah. So, and we just don't have the mana anymore.
We're seeing a lot of plays, a lot of cards not really accustomed to seeing a ton of Legacy play, to put it mildly.
So what kind of good answers does Hiroyoshi have? Spell Pierce, Spell Snare, Innocent Blood, Abrupt Decay, Counter Spell, Pernicious Deed as well.
There's the Elder.
That one's going to require some reading.
Yeah. It's a hard cast. Card cast.
Well, thank you, Veteran Explorer, right?
Yeah. I mean, this is the rough part, from a control deck perspective, is if you're in a position where you have to be using counter spells on those kind of threats, Higashi's deck has no shortage of just random big bodies that are not easy to answer with the conventional removal you see in Legacy.
So what you really need is to get a Jace the Mind Sculptor or a Standstill so that you're a little bit ahead, and then you can kind of necro your way through 1-for-1s while gaining cards.
Yep. So Brainstorm from Hiroyoshi. Some factory beatdowns, it looks like.
You got to get your 2 in when you can. On a scale from 1 to Grim Lavamancer, how do you feel about Mishra's Factory?
It's excellent.
Huh?
It is excellent. Not played, in my opinion, nearly enough. We have another, that's a Silk Lash Spider. You might have seen a little bit of this in the standard portion yesterday. Yes. Also, I guess good against Delver of Secrets. It's a little slow, but...
Well, not if you're, like, Nick fitting the lands. It's a second turn, you're going to have, explosive vegetation online.
The Spider in, rarely beating down, but...
It's a beautifully illustrated spider, I must say, by Ian McCraig. I think it looks good.
Yeah, noble. The noble spider.
By the time this spider comes to slurp... Man. No, that's fine. You want me to read it? Just get it? No.
Yeah, it's like a little National Geographic factoid, too.
And Innocent Blood. That's no fun. Would you like to animate your...
2 black.
Your factory in response?
Unlikely.
I like that, just like throwing the mana in there.
Yeah, might as well. Costs you nothing.
There's no burn these days. 2.
Oh, I think that Chris said that he was declaring attackers to enter the mana pool, so he's actually lost his opportunity to activate the factory.
Oh.
Not Chris's first time around the block, I believe.
That? No, wait, you enter the attack phase, empties the mana pool, right? It's actually a double pass. Isn't that the...
Right,
double pass actually moves the phase. Then you go in... Can't you, like, in declare attackers turn it on? No?
Well, he goes, announce my attacks,
yep.
And Chris goes, okay, fine, and at that point it's too late to activate your factory.
Got it. On Moto, I just have a stop for that.
Yeah. If Chris were to spend the mana to do something or act on his priority somehow, then he could go back and activate his factory. But once he's...
But the double pass makes it...
Yeah, right, we're too late, yeah. What do we got now?
4 down.
Thrun.
The last troll.
All right, Chris finally casting a card that other Legacy decks cast. It's nice of nice of him from a coverage perspective. We know that one.
Do you remember when that card was first printed? That people were just like, "This card is so unstoppable. How do you kill it?"
Innocent Blood. Yeah, the Bug Steel deck's actually pretty well suited to handle a threat like Thrun, which is almost always disastrous for control decks between Innocent Blood and Liliana the Veil. Yeah, because a number of clean answers.
You can't kill it easily by targeting it because it can't be targeted.
Right.
You can't brawl with it too much in combat because it's going to regenerate. Even most sweepers can't kill it.
Yeah. As it turns out, you could either block it, just kill your opponent with a sword, fly over it, just clone it for 2 mana. But at the time, we were living in a world where it did not
put some freaking eagles in front of it.
Yeah.
Maybe some soldier tokens that gain 6 life along the way.
All right. I actually don't know what that is.
I think it's a Hornet Queen. So let's make that one big for the folks at home.
This is the first card all weekend that I have not been able to identify by art. Chris summoning all of his will to keep a straight face while he's doing this. It's a very impressive display.
Hornet Queen.
I
don't know what this is, by the way. I
just don't.
We got to bring the Hornet Queen up to the front, please. And there's.
I don't know. I don't know if it's Hornet.
It's got to be Hornet Queen. He's like,
yeah, all right, there we go.
Is the name of that a Hornet Queen? He's like, oh, the guys at home don't know what that is. Oh, no fun.
I am assuming that the Queen's like a million mana, so pretty hard to beat away.
Once we find out what a Hornet Queen is, we will determine if Pernicious Deed is good against it. What? We apparently there's no Hornet Queen in the database.
All right, so we're deeding away the Hornets.
Apparently it comes with Hornets.
Yep. Some tokens that cost 0 presumably have 1 or more power. Otherwise, we wouldn't have presumably would not have deeded them away.
Oh, it's from Commander.
It's 4 green. Flying death touch 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, put 4 1/1 green insect creature flying the death touch on the
Okay, so it's 7?
Okay, so it's 7 mana for a 2/2 flyer, the foundation for a good deal. Flying and Death Touch, and it comes into play with 4 1/1 flying tokens that also have Death Touch as well. Also good against Delver's Secrets, because you have 5 Death Touch blockers or whatever.
Wow.
This is the full Adam Chambers. This deck is the full Adam Chambers. It's good once it's in play.
It's 7?
Yeah.
I mean, the payoff for that is just not what I would have expected.
You get 6 power. It's awesome at blocking. It's totally insane at blocking.
Not if your opponent's got, I don't know, a Flash Spider.
Ooh, Eternal Witness.
What's it again? Spider?
Do I want a Silk Glass Spider, a Thrun, Deathrite Shaman?
That's
so pretty tame.
Typical.
Yeah.
Typical.
Come on, Chris.
I would think that this deck would want to have like a lot of Eternal Witnesses, not just like 2. Is there like an Eternal Witness loop that Nick Fit can do? No, right?
No.
It's just a small amount of value.
Right.
In response to Cabal Therapy. Some mana is tapped for.
Looks like we're dismembering the Hornet Queen.
Nug you for 2.
Yeah.
All I can hear is Nug you for 2 on that one.
Gonna sack it to the Phyrexian Tower.
For black. And oh, that's gonna get you some free Deathrite Shamanish.
Yeah.
After the Cabal Therapy resolves.
And he takes the spell snare. So Tsuchimachi's hand is just a spell pierce now, which is quite bad. And Chris has no end of heavy hitters to draw from here.
But they're not in grip, right?
Yeah, but he's got a lot of. I mean, there's some big draws.
If Bifafreet.
Deranged Hermit.
Deranged Hermit?
Yep.
I have not seen that one in 13 years.
Yeah, since Aaron Forsythe's Nationals top 8 or whatever, is that?
Liliana the Veil. Come on.
All right, so we're gonna Edict here
How is that a real rip?
and Factory in, knocking Chris down to 14.
So Chris has to play off the top here, and he still might get buried under Lily, right?
It's pretty hard for him to get buried under Liliana, I think.
He has to pull.
I guess he has to draw a threat card this turn.
There it is.
Maelstrom Pulse.
Sure. Stranglegeist would have been insane there.
Yeah, it would have been perfect.
We picked up Deathrite Shaman with Eternal Witness, right?
Yes.
I'm curious with all the land advantage that this deck doesn't have Wasteland.
Yeah, or Dust Bowl even.
Yeah, Dust Bowl seems like it would be. Any kind of mana delta, Rishodon Port even gets alright.
Yeah.
I mean, probably not in Wasteland format, though.
All right.
Abrupt Decay that.
Well, let's see if we have any loams in this. We
There
have
is.
one loam. One loam. Okay.
It is semi-painful to throw an Abrupt Decay at a land, though, because of that.
Yeah, but Chris's draws are, I think, on average more powerful. He does have to be. Jace is the big whammy here.
Well, a lot of his Jones is already in the graveyard. I mean, like, he's got 7 drops. They're already down.
I think he just ripped a green Zenith.
It's like, probably Eternal Witness is his best bet then, right?
Yeah, I mean, it can pay for Pierce and
2, 3. I think he's going for Eternal Witness.
that makes the most sense, I believe.
Yeah. And
Also gives him great insurance against Jace. He has like a good threat to be attacking Jace if that ever comes up.
you know what might have been a good? Just getting Stranglegeist.
I like this because he can chain his witnesses and
Oh, so it's chaining witness into witness. Got it.
then he can witness back like the Hornet Queen or whatever. Have a lot of pressure.
And he's simultaneously defending against Edict level effects. So, Hiroyoshi pulls a Bayou. Chris has got an attack phase here to win. You think we're just gonna go like Eternal Witness Thrun maybe?
I think that he wants to keep his Eternal Witness as insurance against.
Edict.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's Grave Titan. Sure.
That's no fun.
So
It's among the least fun Titans.
you know, it's by legacy standards reasonably fun.
When the Titans were first spoiled, people were like, "You hate Black. Black got the worst Titan." And Aaron Forsyth was like, "It's 10 power 2-turn clock that you can't
Yeah.
ever profitably block.
Right.
How do we hate that?"
Yeah. Unkillable one-sided mode plus you're dead in 2 turns is not a bad recipe for tournament level success. All right, going to the sideboard time. Can't even imagine what's going on over here.
So we have Nihil Spellbomb in Chris's deck. Is that good? I mean, is it? Is there Assumption of Light from the Loam on the other side?
Yeah, I think you have to.
Gadok Teague? No.
No. I mean, it's like, Gachi's not horrible. There are definitely some cards that's, Jason Force of Will, but Force of Will is not even particularly good against Chris's deck.
How about Extirpate or Thoughtseize?
Thoughtseize seems good, not Extirpate.
Extirpate seems like a weird card to play ever because of Surgical Extraction.
I don't know. I guess it depends. Like, is he trying to just tag decks that have? Is he just trying to grind out control decks that have blue?
Surgical Extraction does much the same thing.
Yeah, Extirpate's slightly better if you're not worried about the speed.
Yeah, but the vast majority of blue control decks are just not going to have Force of Wills against Chris's deck after sideboarding, right?
Sure.
So I think maybe Extirpate is just obviously it has an upside. It also has a downside.
Right.
What do we have on the other side?
A couple copies of Perish and a Damnation that seem good. He also has Spellbomb and Relic if he wants a little bit of
I think Relic of
graveyard.
Progenitus is coming in. It's a good little grinder.
Yeah. I'm surprised he has both Relic and Spellbomb. It seems like...
What if the opponent needles one of them?
Sure.
Maybe it has
okay. Yeah, I guess
Nevermore.
they're close enough. Yeah, sure.
Nevermore. What about that one?
Yeah, it's not bad. Okay.
Meddling Mage.
Meddling Mage on Nile Spellbomb against the... Sure.
Against a bug control deck.
Sure. So yeah, I like 2 copies of Perish. I like a Damnation. And the rest of it's like, he's got Thoughtseize and Vendilion Click, but it's... I'm not a huge fan of those disruption elements here because so many of Chris's pieces are just... They're interchangeable, like, random threats and attrition
I mean, there's
elements.
no way that Vendilion Click is the right card to play against Hornet Queen.
Or Soulglass Spider?
Yeah, it's just not coming in. There's just no way.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be one thing if you looked at their hand and then you duressed the Hornet Queen or the Silk Spider, but it's still in there, and he's gonna Zenith and shuffle his deck and
Witness it back. Yeah, it's the whole thing. It's not good.
Yeah, these sideboard cards are not overly. I think Perish is pretty good.
Yeah.
He might get 2.
Right. Yeah. Perish is fine, clearly, and I think Damnation's fine. And then after that, it's just a lot of stink bombs. I think nothing you would really want to bring in.
Chris is kind of lucky that he just didn't get buried by Planeswalkers. Like, that Garruk Relentless got a little Val, and then he dealt with it and just top deck better.
Yeah. No, I mean, definitely, he would have just lost that game at a moment's notice to a Jace. If that ever landed, he had no tools to fight that. But most of the other deck draws, and I mean, a lot of the draws that the Bug Still deck had from there were just 1-for-1 spot removal, soft counters that don't really work. There's definitely the average draw out of Chris's deck is better. Hiroyoshi definitely had some cards that would have buried him on the spot.
Awkward silence.
So yeah, I mean, definitely Chris had some number of, or Chris has had more live draws at that point. The upside on Hirayoshi's draws was a little bit higher, especially with Jace, but didn't hit it, and so Chris's sort of random Eternal Witness beatdowns were enough to take it down.
All right, so presumption Hirayoshi's going first.
Yes.
Do you think Force Will and Counterspell have left?
I think Counterspell's fine. I think Force of Will's not good.
There's just not enough speed bombtacularness coming out of Chris's deck to warrant it, right?
Yeah, it's just everything's too much the same stuff.
So, looks like keeps and keeps. Dryad Arbor is like the most depressing first turn play, right?
It's dangerous, yeah.
There's like so many things that go like Innocent Blood is
yeah,
very, very double plus on good. Or like a Dark Blast or something.
Yeah,
the last thing you want is to see that thing Dark Blasted.
All right, there's Veteran Explorer.
But like you mentioned last time, Veteran Explorer is a lot less explosively powerful than it is in other matchups in this matchup.
Yes. Tsuchimachi both has basics of his own and ways to capitalize on the mana, so it's much closer to symmetrical here.
It's asymmetrical in favor of Hiroyoshi, actually, right? Chris is the one who's using a card.
Sure, but he also has he has 6s and 7s, so the mana maybe means a little bit more.
I mean, unlikely that you want to expose your Mishra's Factory there, right?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. So Pernicious Deed for Higashi.
And breaking of Verdant Catacombs is probably going to be an underground sea, do you think?
Yeah, he needs double blue for Jace. Needs to get some black mana for Liliana and his black spells.
Hideous white bordered underground sea.
I think that one might be unlimited at least. From here, it kind of looks like it.
Hideous wannabe.
A little bit of effort at least. No, maybe that's just revised. I don't know. And there's Garruk Relentless again.
Murdering a land.
Yeah.
Going down to twosies. That's pretty good. Do you just attack that down to 1?
Yeah,
here?
yeah, probably. Unless it's just killing it for free somehow.
He doesn't seem like, well, he could sacrifice Veteran Explorer with Pernicious Deed, get 2 greens, Stranglergeist. That's kind of really a lot of work.
Yeah. Especially since he knows that Tsuchimachi is going to be able to get basics of his own.
Yeah.
Pretty rough to go down that road.
And the last thing you want is like forest swamp staring down your attacker. Right? It's a tough little think here. I think you have to attack the Garrett.
It also looks like he has Maelstrom Pulse in his hand, so maybe he can just handle that cleanly.
Oh, well, I think you might be right, sir.
Yeah, it just looks like he's attacking Tsuchimachi for 1.
That Garrick killing Dryad Arbor is even worse than most Dryad Arbor exposures. Like, you didn't even have to use a card.
Yeah.
Just like sat on it. Black 1.
Alright, so we're going to deed for 1.
Well, that's not destroyed, right? Because it doesn't kill planeswalkers, I believe.
Yeah, I thought it laundry listed permanents. Limit permanent types. Same way that Show and Tell I don't think is backwards compatible.
He has a Garrick of his own in hand, I think. Might be trying to cast a Garrick into a Garrick.
It's a Garrick Mirror. I bet neither player was anticipating this earlier today. Seems safe to assume.
Eternal Witness. For Veteran Explorer. And then presumably some sort of forest Veteran Explorer.
Yeah, fetch for a Bayou and play Veteran Explorer. Or basic forest, okay.
What's the advantage of basic forest? He can thaw out basics already just using Veteran Explorer.
Just blanking Wasteland.
Okay. And Hiroyoshi has a ton of basics to get, yeah?
Well, he's out now. The 4 basics in play are, that's it.
Oh. I thought he got another set. Good.
Well, he did get off the Veteran Explorer. He found his final 2 basics, but they're all in play now.
How do you feel about those Mistress Factories?
It's pretty bad about that revised one, or 4th edition one, rather. So I guess we're making a Death Touch Wolf here.
I think Hiroyoshi might just make a standard defense grid. With,
yeah.
And setting up Super Friends, Bug Super Friends time.
Yeah.
So.
And there's Liliana, yeah.
Discarding Silklash Spider.
Yeah, so Tsuchimachi is on a big-time attrition plan.
Chris wants, like, mad Abrupt Decays here, right? There's no good attack, right? Whatever attack is going to result in no dead Planeswalker, but yes, dead Chris's characters.
with the factory up, is especially tough to attack.
I think you kind of have to Maelstrom Pulse Garrick.
Yeah, Garrick's definitely the most threatening of the 2, I think.
Well, actually, what is it doing? Just making Death Touch Wolves?
Yeah, but
the only creature can get a Snapcaster Mage, which is admittedly okay.
Well, can he actually like threaten Overrun at some point?
But the Overrun isn't it predicated on number of creatures in graveyard?
Oh, sure, yeah. So
yeah, like it's like a pretty inoffensive Garrick.
Right, yeah.
Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, wolves are a thing, but I don't know, maybe he'll get buried under wolves. But it's not like a real ultimate.
Yeah.
It's not like its middle ability is not. I mean, maybe Snapcaster Mages are going to get a lot of value. Maybe, I don't know.
You know, what'd be pretty sweet right now is actually the Hornet Queen.
Garrick Mirror Match, like you said.
And we do have a Force of Will. Discarding
wow,
Snapcaster.
you know, In the dark, I would take that trade every single time. Snapcaster, and Force of Will for a Garrick that's just not really gonna break.
Yeah. So Higashi sets Veteran Explorer at Liliana. Tsuchimachi unwilling to kill it, so Liliana down to 3 counters.
Which would cause Chris to go search for cards.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Hiroyoshi to not really gain any cards. Well, these factories can hit very hard now.
Yes. An Abrupt Decay on Eternal Witness, and now we can actually start. We can start bashing.
Gonna be 2 factory activations,
and we can pump with our fresh factory.
So this attack is for at least 5, 6.
So Higashi falls to 13. I assume we're gonna make another wolf here.
A reasonable assumption. Discard. Ooh, it's a real card that Chris lost.
Yeah.
Although Chris has got stuff left, so imagine what he ever has left is better than a Scavenging Ooze.
So in the first game, Higashi tagged a Mistress Factory with an Abrupt Decay. Neither players nor the judge caught it. The judge is aware of it now, and I believe Higashi has received a warning.
Abrupt Decay cannot hit land.
Yeah, it's not on land. It's not creature enchantment ball. All right, Maelstrom Pulse on Liliana. And now Veteran Explorer back on D. Attacking is not very productive here, and if Tsuchimachi is concerned at all about... Oh boy, there's Jace the Mind Sculptor.
We might see game 3 very quickly.
Yes.
You just lift here, right? Or do you trade up with the card draws? Yep, lift.
Okay. I think I would have been actually happy to send all my factories at him, allow him to Veteran Explorer, and then Fate Seal him.
Oh, certainly, yeah. I mean, unless he's got something sweet in hand.
Well, he's got him on a turn 2 clock. This is fine too. I would just be concerned about, what happens if, what if Higashi has Pernicious Deed here? Then the game can actually kind of drag down a little bit.
Really? I mean, Pernicious Deed is not gonna. I mean, those Planeswalkers are just gonna put him in lockdown, right? There's multiple. There's like mad value being created.
All right, Zenith for 5. All right, now we can go get Deranged Tournament and actually play a game now, right?
If you think Hermit is the target?
What, is there anything better at 5?
Spiders in the graveyard.
Like he's facing down these 1/1 Death Touch creatures. Yep, there it is. Deranged Hermit. An Urza Legacy All-Star. Some national top 8s for Aaron Forsyth on the back of this thing. It's 5 mana 1/1 with Echo, comes into play with 4 squirrels.
It's the millions from the Rock and his Millions.
He Crusade squirrels, and yeah. So he's like the original Hornet Queen, kind of.
Hornet Queen version 1.0.
Yeah.
For only 10 mana. So 7 mana is a bargain compared to Hornet Queen, yeah?
Well, yes, but when Deranged Hermit was in Standard, it was alongside Gaia's Cradle, and those 2 cards.
Yeah, Rothlos.
Peanut Butter and Jelly, Gaia's Cradle, and Deranged Hermit.
And what is that?
A Perish. That was a Perish.
No fun.
And this is going to be a lethal attack with the Factories and Wolves.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Yep.
So game 3.
So, what were the failings of that game for Chris? Exposure of his early land, do you think?
He just never got any momentum going. He was never pressuring Hiroyoshi on any axis. Life total was never in question. He didn't have any inevitability. He wasn't generating any card advantage. And Hiroyoshi was just able to like cast Planeswalkers on stable boards and have them do their thing.
What is the incentive to playing Nick Fit? Like, why do you want? It's like kind of the Tinker deck, right? Like you get your Veteran Explorer off, and then you quote unquote tinker into something that is bigger than the things other people are playing in the match.
Well, I mean,
so your assumption is Hornet Queen is better than X. And
Right. Well, yeah. You have
whatever it is.
You have spot removal, and then once the game's grounded down, you have a ton of like pretty versatile heavy hitters to clean up or stabilize against whatever your opponent's able to cobble together. A lot of the tempo decks, either their threats aren't particularly durable or their disruption isn't universal enough, and they can lose games even when they draw lands and spells and clocks and disruption to not having the right pieces or being able to kill quickly enough or whatever. Nick Vision has like pretty broad reactive answers, and then its threat cards kind of cover all the bases. Like Deranged Hermit, Hornet Queen, If Biff Free, the Wicker Bar, Dude, all these things, Thrun, all these things are what he can be very surgical about what the threats he is getting, and they're tough to answer. There's also just something to be said for playing with cards that people are not familiar with. I mean, Hiroyoshi has had to read at least a half dozen cards that Chris has cast over these 2 games, and there's some value to that too.
Do you know what Tibor and Lumia is?
It's the blue-red legend from Dissension, but Guildpad, rather. But I don't remember anything about it beyond that.
All right, it's blue-red 3/3 for 4 mana. And whenever you cast a red spell, it like earthquakes for 1. And I think when you cast a blue spell, it flies.
Okay.
Something like. Does that sound about correct?
It's a combo. You give it flying and then you earthquakes. Pretty sweet.
I think it's something like that. But we played it in a Pro Tour once, and the Japanese had to read it, and the feeling of triumph that like. This nation of people who were like putting together like the Loop Junction deck and had to read an imprint standard card was
pretty awesome.
It was just awesome, yeah. Well, that's like pretty good. Like you can see how that'd be good against sapling tokens, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, it's awesome against giant Solfuge, which is really hard to target otherwise.
Both players keeping 7. And Chris starting off with a Bayou and a Veteran Explorer.
Which resolves. I'm actually surprised that Hiroyoshi left in Force of Will.
Yeah, I mean, he's also got... he's got Spell Pierces and Spell Snares, which actually stink worse.
Wow.
So, yeah. Force of Will is no all-star, but those cards are awfully hard to cast against anything, so...
Are there just no 2s in this deck? Abrupt Decay is his 2?
Not a great Spell Snare target.
Wow, what an outstanding little design.
Certainly does a lot of good work in Legacy, that's for sure. Standard right now is too much about the heavy hitters for that card to be a dominant presence, but Legacy is all about the Delvers and the counterbalances and whatnot of the world. A Thoughtseize from Hiroyoshi shows a hand of Green Sun Zenith, another Veteran Explorer, a Swamp, a Catacombs, and a Maelstrom Pulse. You're gonna take the Zenith.
You like that?
Yeah, I mean it's Chris's only action. The rest of his hand's just set up. Yeah, just nothing. There's nothing here.
I don't like that operations. I don't like leaving my hand out there like this.
I think he's still just writing it down.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. In for 2. Sorry, in for 1.
Veteran Explorer, yep. And now Higashi has to play the waiting game.
Brainstorm.
A main phase Brainstorm for Tsuchimachi before playing a land.
Do you like that? Do you play a lot of main phase Brainstorms? Trick question.
When I do play Brainstorm, yeah, I main phase a fair bit.
Yeah.
No fetch land, but another C. Shows a hand of Maelstrom Pulse was drawn. So now Higashi's leftover is Verdant Catacombs and Maelstrom Pulse.
And smash for 2.
Tsuchimachi already down to 12 from his 2 Thought Seizes in his fetch land.
Verdant, veteran beatdown.
And the veteran beatdowns. Right now they're exploring the red zone.
Would you have been tempted to just... Oh.
So Tsuchimachi misses third land drop and he's just snapcastering to block a veteran explorer.
So they're trading a card each to get 2 cards each?
Yeah.
So that's
this
okay,
seems much better for Tsuchimachi now with him being stalled on land. Yeah. Higashi having no action really.
And I mean, we could easily see like a Garuk or a Jace here.
Yeah.
which would be absolute devastation for Higashi.
Well, it looks like Higashi has his own Garrick.
Oh, right now?
Yeah, there's Garrick
Oh, the
Relentless.
sweetness.
So, this would be an awesome time if Tsuchimachi somehow left in his Spell Pierce to have
I was
one.
thinking the same thing. But I believe that there'll be a 2/2 wolf.
Yeah, I assume.
I mean, who would have predicted that
I mean, he might force this.
Garuk... What? What do we got here?
Oh, he's brainstorming with the Snapcaster.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, pretty sweet. So he's using the lands he got from Veteran Explorer to allow him to brainstorm.
I believe that Hiroyoshi has indicated that Garuk is going to be okay.
Nope.
Nope.
Force of Will, pitching, Snapcaster Mage.
That's a cool little sequence. Actually, that was a good
awesome turn for Tsuchimachi.
demolishing of Chris Higashi. But the problem with Higashi's deck is he doesn't have enough good regular cards, maybe? Like, like just more Garuks would have been awesome, right? Like,
yeah, he's often... All right, Liliana.
I mean, it's like making Chris sacrifice this Veteran Explorer is actually probably pretty good.
Sure, yeah. I mean, Tsuchimachi's much better suited to capitalize. He's going to, I guess, making him discard and then eating it away is pretty awesome, too.
So, forcing Chris to discard Maelstrom Pulse, which is, what he has left has to be awesome, because Maelstrom Pulse can target Liliana. Attacking Hiroyoshi down to 9.
Yep.
And
what's our
Abrupt Decay?
Okay, sure.
Acceptable, sure.
Basically the same thing as Maelstrom Pulse.
But uncounterable, just in case.
Right.
That Brainstorm with no blue in play, Force of Will, your Garuk was just so good.
Yeah, awesome. Just a spectacular turn. With Tsuchimachi stalled on lands, too.
Yeah. I was thinking more and more about that play you suggested yesterday with the use my Izzet Staticaster, blink it with Restoration Angel, use my Izzet Staticaster to take out a 2. It reminded me of this play that I heard Hushed Legend of by Luis Scott Vargas. It was like...
Another Liliana for Tsuchimachi. So I think we're going to just be +1ing again and just having... and Chris' last card in hand was Grave Titan. So
he needs a big pull.
Cabal Therapy.
Name.
Perish, I think, is a good name. Alright, it was Force of Will. Perish is a card I could think of where it would be good, but he might not have cast it yet. He wouldn't have had a spot to cast it. Tsuchimachi thinking now he's somewhat incentivized to, he's almost incentivized to Edict because the fear is now, So the fear is now that he knows that Higashi has Therapy in the graveyard. It makes any big draw that Chris has super dangerous because he can
just
Therapy away the Force of Will and resolve whatever. So even though this is not, ideal because now he's turning on some more live draws. At least he gets to keep his Force of Will in hand to answer whatever.
Well, yeah, I mean, in theory, he could just counter whatever the next spell is with the Force of Will, and then he's got like Liliana that right there is just a value producer.
Yeah.
So Chris is I don't know. It looked like he was getting a
Savannah
and then put it back.
Yeah.
Dry it up. Ooh, Attacker. I like it.
I think he's searching with a Verdant Catacomb.
Yes,
on that one. Yeah.
It's the top part of his graveyard.
So Chris can still Therapy away the Force of Will if he draws something big.
Probably knock Lily down to 1 first, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So... swing with this cat.
He's going right at Tsuchimachi. And a Veteran Explorer.
See how much you care about that Force of Will, right?
He's just gonna give him the crappy beatdowns, I guess, and try to close out the game that way. It's only ever hit you with 1/1s.
Well, Hiroyoshi may or may not +1 Liliana next turn. Yeah. I think that's fine. Like, Chris knows that there's Force of Will and Grip.
Yeah,
He
he's
can
got
basically
therapy in the
use
graveyard.
therapy at
Yeah.
any time.
There's a Garuk. That's an awesome draw for Tsuchimachi.
In like 100 ways,
Yeah.
right? It's a blocker.
He gets to get some pressure going.
Oh, he just straight killed the land.
Yeah. No, this is great.
Chris needs like Strangleroot Geist. Well, he needed it just now, actually.
Hornet Queen would be insane right now.
So
That's
Wolf.
actually the big draw.
the queen of all the Hornets.
If Ifrit would be really good too.
How about Pernicious Style? That's nothing.
Not
right?
great. I mean, it gives him more time to find other draws, but
I mean, yeah, Chris has got like
a lot
in
of
excess
time.
of 8 turns right now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the danger is, I think, that Hiroyoshi can just like sacrifice a wolf and get a Snapcaster Mage and have a big game.
Plays a second deed. Not great to cast, but because Liliana's in play,
I think
not
you're
doing anything otherwise.
Consider just blowing the wolves, right? Like in a turn.
But
or
he
two.
can do, yeah, he can do that whenever. I don't think he needs to rush that just yet. He's +1ing Liliana just to try to get up to 6, I think, to go ultimate. Tsuchimachi just discarded that Delta.
Yeah, I agree. I actually think that Hiroyoshi will probably put Liliana to 7 first before.
All right, we have a Zenith for 5. Searching for
Drain Hermit? I think that Chris will have to put the Drain Hermit into play, put the
trigger on.
trigger on second, and respond by sacrificing Pernicious Deed for 0, right?
Yeah, you can't.
If in fact that's the play, yeah.
That's really
Yeah.
weird. I'm surprised. I'm surprised he didn't just deed away first. There's a Perish.
Perish and attacking for 3. Deed for 0. I mean, was his plan to just like slog through with the?
Yeah, I don't know.
Deathrite Shot Mate, I think.
The Red Shaman gets hit with a counter spell.
I mean, Chris has time, I suppose. Although, I mean, you put Lily 1 past ultimate, right, and then go off with her.
Yeah.
You don't. No reason to mince. You know, and there's a Mishra's Factory now that will
Speed up the clock a little bit,
potentially
but
speed up the clock.
Chris still has a ton of time. Phyrexian Tower. Another factory.
And then we have a pump here, right?
Yeah, I mean this might induce a deed. Yeah, and he's gonna deed away the one factory.
I agree. It happened.
Yep.
Why is Chris picking up his cards? Oh, he's just conceding?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess time was running out. I'm not super sure what just happened there. Yeah, but Tsuchimachi, I guess, is getting it.
A mysterious.
Oh. Okay, yeah, we had the clock incorrectly. That was time, I believe, in the round.
Oh, okay. So Chris conceded. Is that correct?
Oh, it's just a draw. Okay,
Oh,
so
it
yeah,
went to
what
a
we
draw.
have,
Okay.
yeah, what we have posted is incorrect. So, a draw on time between Higashi and Tsuchimachi.
I mean, if you're Chris, you've got to be reasonably not unhappy with that draw.
Yes,
Like-
that was looking pretty bad.
So despite the fact that Hiroyoshi is down to 6, I mean, a lot of that came in the first maybe 4 or 5 turns.